place I've ever been.
Hello guys, welcome back to another lovely trading recap. Today's April 16th. We made $164 or 0.4% on the account. Again, this week, like the last few weeks, has been very slow. Not that many trade. Momentum's been kind of weak. Thing is actually kind of pushing on to the cryptos this week. Even a lot of people maybe trade stocks are just getting in at this hype because Dogecoin especially is just so much hype. So I kind of traded Dogecoin myself by using EBON, which actually mines Dogecoin, so that's why I was quite bullish today. We ended up taking 3 trades on 3 tickers, so we'll get straight into it. On EBON, again, none of these were actually deviation trades. They were all kind of had to use different strategies because no stocks were really coming up to their deviations. So either I was trading intraday deviations or like whole, half and quarter dollar resistances. So on EBON, this was the first trade of the day. Lasted for quite a while. We basically shorted as it came in, I believe at at 65 and 70. So these areas here. Reason for this short was that I think we're hitting into one of these deviations. So shorted that, ended up pulling back. So we cut some of our size, we took profit, got rid of the majority of our position for $40 or $45, and the rest I was going to have it stopped out. However, or not stopped out, maybe like a break even or maybe a bit of profit. However, I was like, okay, it doesn't really look strong. We could quite easily come into the $5 resistance and fail off that, so we'll just keep the size and just average in. So that's ended up being what we did. We averaged in some at like 485, 490 and 495 coming into this move. Didn't short any above the 5. Did have an order out for 524 I think, or 523, didn't quite hit that, so that was all good. And then it pulled back, and it just showed us it was quite weak, so we kind of just held into the short, and we sold our 700 shares at near 12 o'clock for an extra $35. So it wasn't anything crazy on the second short. Could have got a way better average, especially if we didn't hold the original short. But it kind of worked. Wasn't great execution. None of the trades today were really that great, apart for TIRX, which is actually the next trade we're going to be going over. So this one we shorted at 15.45. I think this was pretty late in the day, at 2:31. So around here we shorted at 41. Reason for this, we were kind of getting consolidation, so we didn't short any highs or anything, and just waited for it to pull back. I think we did lock in some. Oh no, we didn't lock in any there. Yeah, I was waiting for it to maybe pull back to, I think the 50 I was waiting for. We didn't quite get that, or if we did, I can't remember what I was quite looking for. I think I was looking for like a $15 bounce, like coming off the whole dollar. However, we didn't really quite get that, I don't think. I was looking for the 50, and that's where we we added into our short on this move here, and we failed at the $16 resistance, so it kind of failed down, and we locked in profits around this 50 EMA, and that was for $77. Last trade, or smallest trade should I say, is on CLOV. This was kind of an ugly trade. We managed it well, but it just didn't really go our way, so we kind of shorted, I think around like the high 8s, wasn't it? CLOV, high 7s we started shorting, so we shorted like the bottom of this move, all the way at the beginning of the day, around here, and we just held through this whole move. The reason for this, we kind of moved small size, did averages, we were going up, but it just wasn't really showing me any strength or reason to really get out of this trade. Here, it wasn't ideal. However, at this point I wasn't actually watching the chart, so around this area here I actually went out for lunch, so had orders out to kind of average in, take profits, and if it went really high, I think it was at 10.50 or 10.55, I had my actual stop out. If it did go that high, I would just stop out of the trade, but it didn't, it kind of failed out, and so we kind of just locked in, or not really profit, we kind of just coming into the VWAP, we sold for a $54 loss, 100 shares. That was just in case it did bounce. We took some at a relatively good area, and so just to minimize our loss if it bounced. If it broke through, we were just going to wait until it faded down to break even, which ended up happening. So we sold around like the 35 area here, so near the bottom of this pullback, which ended up being quite nice. I mean, it could have been a lot uglier, but we managed to risk well on this trade. And this is why you don't average in, like every 5 seconds. If it goes up 10-15 cents, you don't average in. You wait for that kind of key levels. At first you can kind of see I was not doing the best averaging in, and then around this 10 area I wasn't actually in, so I didn't average any here, but I probably would have started averaging in at like the 950s, and also on that 10, so our average could have been a lot nicer. We could have probably broken even at this VWAP. Last trade I'm going to be going over wasn't a day trade, it's what I've currently am now swinging, and that's is it PBSY? I put it on my swing. It's a Playboy stock, PLBY, there we go. So I sold poor man covered calls around this area here for a $45 strike. I'll put it on the screen now. The reason for this is if we go onto the long-term time frames, we're oversold on both of these time frames, so we're most likely going to pull back. Even if we don't pull back, to anywhere near these 10 or 15, we should probably pull back and stay kind of below this $36 area. Especially, my expiry is in like a year's time, so definitely by then we should be below there. However, I'm more looking, we'll get up like $1,000 or so in the position, and then we'll just buy them back and call it a win. The reason for poor man covered calls is it means I don't have to buy put options, because implied volatility is high, especially when momentum is strong like it is now. So option premiums are probably a lot more than they would usually be. So selling poor man covered calls, I'm buying 2 sets of options at once. So the one I'm selling I get more premium for, the one I'm buying I do pay more for, but it just means that I have a limited risk, so I have a max risk on the trade and I don't have a limited loss, and as long as the stock closes below, stays below $45 or just takes a long time, I should break even. So I should make money, so it just kind of increases the likelihood that you make money on the trade. However, if we did buy put, we would have made easy money today, because we sold around the $44 area and it's fallen $4, and I think we're up about $500 on the day, which will also be posted now, but I'll probably be looking to hold it probably for another week or two. But that's it for the recap. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to have 2 videos up this weekend, one on swing trading options, so like these kind of trades, and another on scanners. So if you want to check those out, definitely check out my channel this weekend. And that's it. Peace.